Hey, shalom, shalom, shalom. This is MASHAYACH with Lion's Roar. Tonight's class, it's a work night. It's work night tonight, so we're gonna try to keep it not so long tonight. Brothers and sisters gotta go to work in the morning, so and some of y'all going to school. So we have to have some understanding of sometimes we gotta have a time limit when it comes to this. So tonight's class, we're going to go into the scriptures concerning MASHAYACH. As usual, we don't hear enough about MASHAYACH, so we're going to go into it. So greetings to all those who are out there listening. We just had our prayer, and normally with our prayer, we normally ask if anybody's having any problems. If they have any problems, what better time for us not to pray than now? When brothers and sisters come together, this is when you pray. You ask if anybody needs any prayer, you pray for them. So I mean, we need to start doing that as a people, start coming together and praying. Brothers can break down scriptures all day, but brothers don't understand that prayer heals. Fasting and prayer heals. That's what MASHAYACH said. And I think the disciples were actually in that same mindset. They could probably break down the scriptures, but they couldn't fast and pray. That's why they couldn't take that demon out of that one woman. MASHAYACH just shook his head and said, with this one, fast and prayer is important to get it out. A lot of brothers don't know what fasting and prayer is. So this is going to go out to the 12 tribes of Israel. All right, Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Ephraim, Reuben, Naphtali, Gad, Asher, Issachar, Zebulun, Manasseh, and Simeon, which make up the Negroes, Latinos, and American Indians of Negroid and Indian descent. Okay, so we like to go into this, and is there anybody new on the conference call tonight? Is anybody new? Is there anybody new on the conference call? Okay, so if you have any questions, save them for after the class, and we'll try to answer your questions concerning the topic. If you have any other questions, then you can possibly give me a call afterwards, or we could talk another time. But for the most part, we're going to go into the scriptures tonight. And like I said, it's not going to be a very long class tonight. I'll try to keep it short. All right. So tonight's class is going to be about "It is written." All right, this one's going to be titled "It is written." I'm going to start off with the usual topic, not the topic, but the usual verse, which is Colossians 3:17. All right, Colossians 3:17. "And whatsoever ye do in word or deed, do all in the name of Bahashem HaMashiach Yahushai, giving thanks to the Abanawa Yahweh by him." We give it all praise. We're doing everything in his name. Whatever we do when we walking out the house is all in his name, because we got to understand the Most High is responsible for everything. Everything we do, the Most High is responsible for it. People don't even understand. The Most High said the whole head is sick of Israel. When you read the first chapter of Isaiah, he said the whole head is sick. It goes to show you how the Most High looked at our people. Because once we was in the land, but the Most High said that he would scatter us, right? So if he said he's going to scatter us, that's what he did. Like I said, he's responsible for everything. So what I want to do is take us to Deuteronomy. Let's go start off with Deuteronomy 28. And let me show you how this got started. And then we're going to work our way up. And it's really, this whole lesson plan is really about MASHAYACH and our salvation. But when he said that he would scatter us, he was talking to our forefathers. And because they didn't listen, and because they was hard-headed, this is what happened to them. Alright, this is Deuteronomy 28 and verse 64. It says, "And the Most High shall scatter thee among all people, from the one end of the earth even unto the other, and there thou shalt serve other gods. which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. And that's what you see our forefathers, even our grandfathers, great-grandfathers, uncles, everybody serving wood and stone in this place. Okay? Because the Most High said he was going to deliver us to a base people. This is the basis of the base. This is the worst people we could serve captivity under. I don't think our people understand that. This is the worst captivity. Okay? I'm going to read verse 65. And among these nations shalt thou find no ease, neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest, but the Most High shall give thee there. When he say there, he's talking about these places he delivered us to. Give thee there a trembling heart and failing of eyes and sorrow of mind. We got that doubt in our minds. Our communities are filled with doubt. Our people are sleeping so hard, man. They don't even know how hard they're sleeping. All right? They got the spirit of slumber. The Most High said he's going to bring darkness on the earth. All right? Check this out. Let's go to Ezekiel 7:24. Let me show you why he said he was going to send us to a place where our captivity is going to be hard bondage. Let's go to Ezekiel 7:24. Like I said, this is the worst of the worst people we could ever serve, being that this is our last captivity. We're going to the prophets, Ezekiel chapter 7, and I want to go to verse 24. Look at this. This is how the Most High speaks. He says, wherefore I will bring the worst of the heathen, and there shall possess their houses, and they shall possess their houses. I will also make the pomp of the strong to cease, and their holy place shall be defiled. That's what the Most High did to us. Our holy place, when you look at Israel today, it is defiled. It's defiled with all the idols over the whole earth. They're all in Israel. All the guys from Egypt and Babylon, they're all there. They're all in Israel right now. The only thing they're doing over there is keeping the Sabbath of the land. That's the only reason why ain't nothing happening to them. Okay? That Sabbath is the actual Sabbath. Friday sundown to Saturday sundown. Or the Most High would have kicked them out a long time ago. When you read 2 Kings chapter 17, it tells you about when the children of Israel got kicked out of the land during the Ethiopian period, the Samaritans. And when the Samaritans wasn't keeping the law of the land as far as the Sabbath day, they called for a Levitical priest to come back in and teach the people so they could keep at least the Sabbath. But it says in that scripture that they still kept their idols. Okay? So if we're under the worst of the worst, who's teaching us? Who's teaching us if we're under the worst of the worst? It's the worst of the worst teaching us what we know. Everything we know has been polluted. Everything. We're learning the worst from the heathen. And we don't even understand. You know? And what's even more funny is brothers act like they got all the information. But don't even want to share it. And they learning the truth. Not from us. They go into these seminary schools. They go into these colleges. And they learning from the worst of the worst. They learning from the heathens. Okay? So when they come up to you, they have the spirit of slumber. And the pastors are going to pay for what they're doing. They don't even understand the type of stuff that's going through. Look at what some of the pastors say. Like Al Sharpton. What is some of the things he say? What does he say? You listen to the slogan of Al Sharpton. He'll say, you are somebody. All right? You are somebody. James Brown, he says, I am somebody. Well, if you are somebody, who are we? You still ain't told us who we are. Who are we if we are somebody? Who the hell are we? Ain't nobody still told us who we are. Nobody told us that we're from the tribe of Judah. Nobody. If we are somebody. That makes no sense at all. Makes no sense at all. All right? Let's go to Ecclesiastes 9 and 14. Yeah, see, we gotta actually let's go to Hosea 9 and 7. Let me show you about these spiritual pastors today. All right, these spiritual pastors like Al Sharpton and the ones you see on TV. You know, they got something special coming their way. This is Hosea chapter 9 verse 7. He says, The days of visitation are come. The days of recompense are come. Israel shall know it. He says the prophet is a fool. The spiritual man is mad for the multitude of thine iniquities and the great hatred. Y'all understand that? He said that the spiritual man in this land is mad and the prophet is a fool. Why? Because who are they learning from? Look at all the books that they put. They calling themselves prophets. They writing all these books. They prophesying about every country except for Babylon. How you going to prophesy and leave America out? You prophesying about countries over in the Middle East, this and that, but you even got China in the prophecy, but you ain't got America in there. How the hell you leave America out? It don't make no sense. And these people go to these churches and don't think nothing of it. They don't think nothing of it. All right? Let's go to Ecclesiastes 9 and 14. See, I mean, our people, all they got to do is think. But the Most High said that he's going to bring that on them. He's going to bring that darkness on them. He said darkness will come on the earth. That's what's here. That's why they can't see. The saints are going to find out the truth. That's what he said in the scriptures. In Colossians 1 and 27, he says the mystery is already at work, that the saints are going to find out what the truth is. And the saints are the Israelites. There's only a remnant coming out of that. Let's see, Ecclesiastes 9 and, let me find it real quick. Yeah, 9 and 14. This is Ecclesiastes 9, chapter 9, verse 14. Listen to this parable. This is about the wisdom that the Most High is blessing us with. And this is how people are going to look at us with the wisdom that we have. So everybody ain't going to get this truth because they're going to despise us. This is Ecclesiastes 9 and 14. There was a little city and few men within it. And there came a great king against it and besieged it, meaning he took over that city, and built great bulwarks against it. Okay. Now there was found in it a poor wise man, and he by his wisdom delivered the city. Yet no man remembered that same poor man. Okay. Because the most I'll tell you, we ain't gonna have nothing in this truth. Right? We ain't gonna have nothing. Not while we're in this truth. We may have something where we can live a bit comfortable, but we still going to be suffering. We ain't going to be rich in this truth. Unless the Most High bless us that way, we got to help the rest of the nation with that. But for the most part, this is a parable about us. Verse 16. Then said I, wisdom is better than strength. Nevertheless, the poor man's wisdom is despised. Although he saved this great city from this ruthless king, his wisdom was still despised after it was all over with. That's an Israelite. That's an Israelite man and an Israelite woman who got the truth. You still going to be despised no matter how much wisdom you got, because all these people you see out here, they're all rolling with Satan. All of them. They're rolling with Satan. They ain't thinking about the Most High's word. They're going to this place, that place. The last thing they worried about is cracking open the Bible. That's what they don't want to see or hear. They're going to read it, but their eyes are going to be closed. Okay? It says, and his words are not heard. Okay? So, that's the problem. That's the problem with our people. You know? Wisdom is right before their face, and they don't see it because gross darkness on the earth. Gross darkness. I'm going to take you to John 14 and 6, the Gospel of John. Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, 14 and 6. Our people got to understand, man, this right here, the book is open right now. The book is open. When I say the book is open, I'm talking about we in the last days. We in the last days, and the Most High ain't playing with us. All right? John 14 and 6. Yahushua saith unto him, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man cometh unto the Father but by me. So he's telling you, how we going to get to the Father? There's a lot of people who don't believe in the Messiah. So how are they going to get to the Father? You going to pray over the MASHAYACH straight to the Father? Father ain't going to listen to you. He set somebody in between. It's just like you go to court. You cannot speak directly to the judge. You got to go through your own private attorney, or you got to go through the district attorney. You got to go through either one of them, but you are not going to speak to the judge. It's the same thing with the Most High. We are not eligible to speak to the... Hey, ain't nobody seen the Most High face to face, no way. No man has seen the Most High face to face. Moses saw an angel when you read Exodus 3. That was an angel. That was MASHAYACH. But no man has seen the Father face to face. No man. In the New Testament, that's what they speak of. Paul writes about it because he knows what the Old Testament said. All these letters in the New Testament, they're only saying what the Old Testament said. They read the scriptures. Okay? So John 14 and verse 7. He says, if ye had known me, ye should have known my Father also. And from henceforth ye know him, and have seen him. Philip saith unto him, MASHAYACH, show us the Abanawa, and it sufficeth us. Yahushua saith unto him, have I been so long time with you, and yet hast thou not known me? Now they yelling right here. Don't think that they talking all nice. They yelling. You know how brothers talk. Brothers just don't talk. They very colorful when they talk. It says, Yahushua saith unto him, have I been so long time with you, and yet have thou known me, Philip? Question mark. He that hath seen me hath seen the Father. And how sayest thou then, show us the Father? How you going to tell me, show you the Father when you've been with him all this time? That's how you talking to him. Okay? Y'all got to remember, Yahushua had a very, very loud, strong voice. Remember when he's going to get taken by the Romans? And they came up on the Mount of Olives to take him. And he spoke. They said, are you the Christ? And he says, I am. They all fell back. His voice is like baritone, loud. Okay? How is his mother and his brother able to hear him on the cross? He's already beat to the smithereens. His voice was loud. Yahushua had a very loud, strong voice. Okay? That you got to include all that when you're reading the scriptures. You can't just read one verse and think that's it. All right? Let's go to verse 10. It says, believest thou not that I am in the Father, and in the Father in me? The words that I speak unto you, I speak not of myself, but the Father, the Abanawa, that dwelleth in me, who doth the works. Okay, believe me that I am the Father, and the Abanawa in me, or else believe me for the very work's sake. Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that believeth on me, the works that I do shall he do also. And greater works than these shall he do, because I go unto my Abanawa. So what does he mean by that? There's greater works that we're going to do by just believing in the MASHAYACH. Remember John 6 and 29 says to believe is a work. That's a work. That's a form of work. Just believing. So what kind of works are we going to do? Okay. We're going to show you. Let's go to Isaiah 49 and 5. These are the works that we're going to do. It's a very simple work. Once you read it, you're going to be like, wow. This is Isaiah chapter 49, verse 5. And now saith the Most High, that formed me from the womb, to be his servant, to bring Jacob, Yaquab, again to him. Though Israel be not gathered, yet shall I be glorious in the eyes of the Most High. And when you see that Lord, that capital L, capital O, capital R, capital D, that's the Most High. That's the Most High. You see a capital L, lowercase O, lowercase R, lowercase D, that's a MASHAYACH. Okay? It says, and my power shall be my strength. And he said, it is a light thing that thou shouldest be my servant to raise up the tribes of Jacob. That's our duty. See that? He said this is a very light thing to do. This is not a hard thing to do. All we doing is telling the people who they are in the truth. He said it is a light thing to do this. But our people still don't consider. They still don't consider. They like the ox and the ass in Isaiah chapter 1. They still don't consider. It says, and to restore the preserved of Israel. Preserve is the 1/3. It says, I will also give thee for a light to the Gentiles. The Gentiles are the other Israelites who are scattered, the 10 tribes. That thou mayest be my salvation unto the end of the earth. Okay, so we know that the tribes are scattered, and he said we're going to be the salvation until the ends of the earth. Okay, so listen to what MASHAYACH said. So if the Most High was talking to Isaiah about that, which is a future prophecy, because Isaiah didn't go to the other nations. He didn't go to the Gentiles, remember? Who went to the Gentiles? It was Paul. Then it was the disciples. Remember the decree that Yahushua gave the 12 disciples? He said, go not into the way of the Gentiles, enter ye not, but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Okay, and teach the kingdom is at hand. Okay, let's go to Matthew 28 and 18. Matthew 28 and 18. See, the Bible answers itself when we're reading this. Everything we're doing, I haven't taken you to any other books other than the Bible. The Bible pretty much answers itself. You just got to figure out how the precepts are lined up. This is Matthew 28, verse 18. It says, and MASHAYACH came and spoke unto them, saying, all power is given unto me in heaven and in earth. Why was it given to him? Who was it given to before? Who was it given to before? Remember, Satan got it in the garden. Ultimately, the Most High controlled it all, but Satan got the keys from Adam, right? And that's why wickedness was on the earth. Okay, and it's still on the earth. But MASHAYACH has the keys to life and death. He got those keys. Verse 19. Go ye therefore and teach all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit, teaching them to observe all things whatsoever I have commanded you. That's the law, statutes, and commandments. And lo, I am with you always, even unto the end of the world. So he said, go out and teach all things. So that's the same thing that he said in Isaiah. Go out and teach the 12 tribes. It's a light thing to raise them up. Let's go back to Isaiah 49. Go back to the same chapter. It's a light thing to raise up the tribes, but you see how difficult it is. He called the Most High says it's a light thing to tell them. Once you tell them, it ain't gonna never leave them. When I was told that I was an Israelite, I never forgot it. I never forgot. Even though I was fighting it, I never forgot it. Okay? This is Isaiah 49 and 7. Thus saith the Most High, the Redeemer of Israel, and his Holy One, to him whom man despiseth, to whom the nation abhorreth, hateth, to a servant of rulers. Kings shall see and rise, princes also shall worship, because of the Most High, because of the MASHAYACH, that is faithful, and the Holy One of Yasharallah, Israel. And he shall choose thee. Thus saith the power. In an acceptable time have I heard thee, and in the day of salvation have I helped thee. So in salvation is being saved, as you can see. Saved from who? Your enemies. And I will preserve thee and give thee for a covenant of the people, to establish the earth, to cause to inherit the desolate heritages. All the heritages. All that stuff is coming back. That's why it's important to know the heritage of these people. It's important to know who these people are. Moab, Ammon, Ishmael, Ham, Israel, the 12 tribes of Israel. Most High said he's going to restore all the heritages. They're all coming back. Okay, let's go to Ecclesiastes 4 and 16. It's important to know this stuff. This is how we're going to determine who's who. And don't let anybody tell you that it's not important. It is important. Ecclesiastes 4 and 16. There is no end of all the people, even of all that have been before them. So all these people, the Most High said there's no end of them. All those people that was then are still here. It says, many of these people won't understand or accept this saying. Many, even our own people, they won't accept this. But the Most High is going to bring all these heritages back. How you think we're going to know who the 12 tribes are? You know, that's written in Ezekiel chapter 37. And in Revelation chapter 7, it tells you 12 tribes from Judah, 12 tribes from Levi, 12 tribes from Benjamin. How do you think we're going to know who these people are? It says it has been taught in the earth. It was taught in the earth back then. It's going to be taught in the earth again this time. Why? To speed up prophecy. The only way prophecy can speed up is by it being taught. Okay, and it has to be taught with authority. Okay. So I'll finish up the verse. It says, there is no end of all the people, even of all that have been before them. They also that come after shall not rejoice in him. Surely this is also is vanity and vexation of spirit. Because people are not going to want to hear it. The vexation is that. They don't want to know who they are. You telling them who they are. Now they know that they fit a certain prophecy in the Bible. They're upset now because they know they're not the children of Israel. You know, just think about this. Just meditate on this. Now they say the law is done away with. Okay, that's one of the things that they teach you in today's society. The laws are done away with. But if the laws are done away with, then what you asking forgiveness for? Why the hell are you asking for forgiveness? Forgiveness of what?
Has left the conference.
You breaking the law, right? If you break the law, you got to ask for forgiveness. People don't think. You Christians go to church every day. Oh, I'm begging for forgiveness from what? You don't believe in the laws? So why are you asking for forgiveness? It makes no sense, some of the stuff that they say. Okay? It just shows you that the laws are still here. Let's go to Daniel 12 and 6. Daniel chapter 12. Daniel chapter 12 verse 6. 12 and 6. It says, and one said to the man clothed in linen, which was upon the waters of the river, how long shall it be to the end of these wonders? What wonders? When you read the book of Daniel, Daniel received from the Most High all the prophecies of all the kingdoms that was going to rule the earth. And the last kingdom he did not receive. It's written in the book of the Apocrypha in 2nd Ezra chapter 11 and chapter 12, which goes into the last kingdom. Okay? Verse 7. And I heard the man clothed in linen, which was upon the waters of the river, when he held up his right hand and his left hand unto heavens, and swore by him that liveth forever, that it shall be for a time, times and a half. And when he shall have accomplished to scatter the power of the holy people, all these things shall be finished. So the power is what? The power is this truth. This power has to be scattered to the four corners of the earth. Is he going to scatter the people? That's what you got to understand. When the Most High says scatter you, yes, he's talking about a people, the bodies of the people. But first, before the bodies can be scattered, he has to scatter the mind. Okay? So what was the first thing our forefathers did? Their minds were scattered from the Most High. They didn't keep the laws. They scattered away from the laws. So the Most High scattered their brains. That's where the true word scatterbrain comes in at. Our people got scatterbrain. Alright? Once they were scattered in their brain, breaking the laws, then he scattered the people. They got to be blown away into the wind. Because they don't know nothing. Okay? It's the same thing now. Now what's going on now? Our brains are being scattered back to the truth. After our brains get fully scattered to the truth and the prophecies take place, then our bodies are going to be scattered. That's how he's going to do it. Look at the last verse again. He says, and when he shall have accomplished to scatter the power of the holy people, all these things shall be finished, meaning the end will come. Whose end? Whose end is going to come? Esau's end. We know that Esau is the end of the world, right? Esau's end will come. Alright? Let me read verse 8. And I heard, but I understood not. This is Daniel. Daniel said, I didn't understand what he's talking about because it wasn't for him. Listen to what the angel said. Then said I, O my power, what shall be the end of these things? And he said, go thy way, Daniel. He talked to him like a little kid. Go thy way, Daniel, for the words are closed up and sealed to the time of the end. Meaning, Daniel, go and stand in your lot. son, go stand in your lot until the end come. All right. So that's basically what's going to happen. So the powers of the Most High has to be scattered, and you can see it today. Look at the brothers all over the world connecting. You know, talked to a brother today from Puerto Rico in the truth. He tried to connect me with a brother from Israel today. Beautiful thing. So I got the brother from Israel's number now. I'll call him and talk to him. You know, so that's what we're doing. The power is scattering, and what are we doing? Exchanging information, sharing information. You know, because the scriptures tell you that the earth will help the woman. Psalms 85 and 11. The earth that's going to help the woman is all these artifacts and these books and all the stuff coming out. These things we're finding, all the things. That's Esau's worst characteristics, is that he records every damn thing. That's Esau's problem. He records everything. He liked to boast. He liked to remember everything. So he records everything. And he tries to become everybody. Esau, that's why when you watch TV, you see Esau as Geronimo with blue eyes. You see Esau as Sinbad. That's an Arabic hero, Sinbad. I used to watch that when I was a little boy. I never knew that he was Arabic. I thought he was an Edomite. Superman, Batman, all them dudes are Edomites. Everything you see, Esau got his hands in. Bruce Lee, you wait another 20 years, if we still here, Bruce Lee will be an Edomite. You won't be a Chinese person no more. You'll be an Edomite. All right. Yeah. Look at this stuff, man. And understand. I'm gonna read this book to you real quick. It's called. This is called The Protocols of the Learned Elders of Zion. I got this off of Amazon. I'm gonna go to page. I'm gonna go to page 52. Look at what Esau did. See, Esau tells on himself. And this is in the second paragraph. It's titled, "We Shall Change History." Now this is at the beginning of the time here in America. Classicism. Okay, it says, as also in any form of study of ancient history in which there are more bad than good examples. Esau said, we shall replace with the study of the program of the future. So what Esau did was he became these people, all the people that he conquered, he became them, took all the good out, and did away with the bad that he didn't like. Alright? Like Esau's the devil, Esau's the caveman, he took all that out. That's why you don't know who Esau is when you're in the world. It says, we shall erase from the memory of men all facts of previous centuries which are undesirable to us. It says us. I ain't talking about everybody. Us. Talking about the Edomites. And leave only those which depict all the errors of the government of the Goyim, meaning Gentiles. Alright? The study of practical life, of the obligations of order, of the relations of people one to another, of avoiding bad and selfish examples which spread the infection of evil. And similar questions, he said, and spread the infection of evil. That's Esau's evil. Esau is the master of spreading evil. It says, and similar questions of an educative nature will stand in the forefront of the teaching program, which will be drawn up on a separate plan for each calling or state of life, in no wise generalizing the teaching. Basically, he's telling you that he's everybody. Esau took everybody's heritage. That's why the Most High said that he's going to restore all the heritages in Isaiah 49, 7 through 8. He's going to restore it again. This is what's going to anger Esau. This is what's going to anger him. Okay? So let's go back to, where was that? Daniel. Let's go to Amos 9, chapter 9, verse 11. Amos chapter 9, verse 11. It says, in that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof, and I will raise up his ruins, and I will build it as in the days of old. So King David's kingdom is going to raise up again. Remember when King David was ruling, all the 12 tribes were with him. So he's going to rule, he's going to raise them up again. Let's read the next verse. That they may possess the remnant of Edom, and of all the heathen, which are called by my name, saith the Most High, that doeth this. Okay, so he's telling you right here that in the last days the kingdom of David is going to raise back up. That means the 12 tribes are going to be ruling again. And what is the first thing they're going to do is take Edom into captivity and all the heathen. Okay? And I can spin off of that like a domino, but I'm not. Okay? Let's go to Acts chapter 15. Acts chapter 15 and 15. Because, see, people read that and don't think it's in the New Testament, but it is. That same verse goes showing you, it's basically showing you that it ain't happened yet. Okay? Acts chapter 15, verse 15. And to this agree the words of the prophets as it is written. After this I will return and will build again the tabernacle of David, which is fallen down, and I will build again the ruins thereof, and I will set it up. So he's telling you, he's going to raise King David's kingdom back up, which is really the Most High's kingdom. It says that the residue of men might seek after the Most High, and all the Gentiles upon whom my name is called, saith the Most High. Now the Gentiles, how is their name going to be called through the Most High? He's talking about the 10 tribes right here. Israel is, Jacob, Yaquab, is the only one who's going to be able to call the name of the Most High. Ben Israel, Ben Judah. Alright? So the 10 tribes are going to come back into the fold. It says, who doth all these things? Okay, so we have to understand when we read the Old Testament, even in the New Testament, they're just stamping their approval that it hasn't happened yet, but it's going to happen. Okay, and to prove that it didn't happen, let's read Acts 1 and 6. Acts chapter 1 verse 6. And it says here, Acts chapter 1 verse 6. It says, when they therefore were come together, they asked of him, saying, MASHAYACH, wilt thou at this time restore again the kingdom of Israel? And he said unto them, it is not for you to know the times or the seasons which the Abanawa have put in his own power. So all these things are going to happen in the last days. Because Yahushua didn't even want to give him an answer, because he knew it wasn't time yet. And to this day, he's been gone about 2,000 years. He's been gone that long. So we know we in the last days. So he's going to raise up the kingdom of the Most High through David and that whole tabernacle over again. Okay? So let's go to 2 Ezra 6 and 9 in the Apocrypha. Any of y'all got an Apocrypha? Let's go to the Apocrypha. 2 Ezra 6 and 9. Second Ezra 6 and 9. I always have problems with certain things when it comes to dealing with the heathen on some of these issues, because when we out there, for example, I'm kind of mumbling. When we're out there speaking, the heathen like to always try to throw a little question in, and I strictly just ignore them. But for the most part, if they ask a sincere question, if I can edify people around us, I bring out the information. And they get cut all up, but I want the other brothers and sisters to hear. Sometimes it takes an Edomite to step up just for Jake to listen. Okay? This is 2 Ezra chapter 6 verse 9. I'll start at 8. It says, and he said unto me, from Abraham unto Yashakar unto Isaac, when Yaquab, Jacob, and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So he's telling you right here, this is our clue. This is a clue right here, when the end of the world will come. Because he said that he's going to deliver us to the worst of the worst enemy that we've ever had. Well, we're up under the worst enemy. Okay? We're up under the worst enemy now. Let's go to 1 Corinthians 15 and 24 in the New Testament. 1 1 Corinthians 15 and 24. We don't understand the things that Esau has done to us. I mean, we only see what's on top on the top shelf. We haven't seen what's behind the scenes. Just think about some of the things he's done. Esau done did a whole lot. There really hasn't been a serious documentary on Esau. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about even from one of the tribes creating a video. There really hasn't been a serious documentation on him as far as seeing all the crimes that he's done, as far as killing our people, killing the tribes, killing the Native American Indians, killing the Mexicans, killing all the tribes down in South America, us in West Africa, Benjamin, Levi, and Judah. You know, the things that he's done to us behind the scenes, messing with our sweat glands, you know, trying to see what's in our DNA, taking our teeth out and using it to duplicate us, clone us, you know, taking out our organs and putting them in him, all right, or killing us just because so he can get our organs. You know, we really haven't, we don't know how diabolical this man really is. You know, you look at a lot of the men today, a lot of the men are impotent today because Esau set that whole system up too. What did he do? He put all this ecstasy and stuff out here for the young men to use, and then when they get to about 30 years old, they can't get it up no more. So what they do, then they got to go get on Viagra and all this other stuff, tearing their whole system up. Then they end up with prostate cancer. The same thing with the women. Same thing. You know, Esau does things for, I mean, he has a plan. If he implements something, you look even at the water. The water plants, we already know Esau controls them. There was a article on TV not too long ago, maybe, well, actually it was about 2 years ago. They was talking about the hormones that they put into tap water, so our young boys would be feminized. And this same program was done in the military and in colleges, just to stop men from impregnating women so much, because the women was getting pregnant so much. So they figured they lower their libido. All right. So the same things are going even today. They're still doing this stuff. They ain't stopped. You know, the medication that they giving us, you know, they got shellfish and pork inside the medication. They got stuff like that. They're using shellfish for a lot of the prescriptions that they're giving people these days. You know, people don't even understand that. You know, they get you, if they don't get you one way, they get you another way. So it's like you really gotta be on your P's and Q's when it comes to staying in this truth, being sincere, praying to the Most High, and knowing what's going on around you. Because Esau is very diabolical. He hates us. You gotta understand what spirit he got on him. He don't have the spirit of the Most High. He got the spirit of Satan. So if he got the spirit of Satan, Satan already hates us. If he hates us, like the scripture say, he's the worst enemy. He's our worst enemy ever. He's ruling over us. So what do you expect us to do? Pray to the Most High. That's all we got. And try to follow his laws, statutes, and commandments to the best of our ability. That's all we can do. That's all we can do. 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 24. It says, then cometh the end, just like he said in 2nd Ezra. The end of Esau is the end of the world. So in 1 Corinthians 15:24 it says, then cometh the end, when he shall have delivered up the kingdom of the Most High, even the Father, when he shall have put down all rule and all authority, okay, and power. So he gonna put down everything that Esau's bringing with him. Esau gonna bring everything when Hamashiach shows up. He gonna go to war with this man. He gonna go to war with our Hamashiach. Y'all gotta understand that. When he comes back, ain't gonna be nothing left standing. That's why you need to be on Hamashiach's side. Verse 25. For he must reign till he have put all enemies under his foot. Okay? All authority he's coming with. Okay? We gotta understand, when he comes, that's what he's bringing. Let's go to 2nd Ezra, chapter 13. Verse 32. Let me show you how Hamashiach is coming. Our people don't realize he's coming back with vengeance. Alright? 2nd Ezra, because he said, when Pontius Pilate had him, Pontius Pilate said, my kingdom's not of this world. Yahushua said, my kingdom's not of this world. He said, if this was of my kingdom, my servants would fight for me. Go show you that this ain't Hamashiach's kingdom. He said, my servants would fight for me. Okay? So when he got the keys to life and death, that's what it meant. It didn't mean that he had power over the whole, over the kingdom that was set in hand. It has to run out its course. The Most High set up Rome and America to run out its course. It has to run out its course before Yahushua can come back. Okay? Yahushua knows that. That's why he didn't do anything. That's why he was as humble as a little lamb. Okay? 2nd Ezra. Let's go 2nd Ezra 13 and 32. Second Ezra chapter 13, verse 32. It says, "And the time shall be when these things shall come to pass, and the signs shall happen which I showed thee before. And then shall my son be declared." What does declare mean? What does that mean? Anybody know what declare means? Declare means to say something, to proclaim something with a surety. That's what you're doing when you declare something. You declare out in the open to announce something of a surety, you know. That's what declare means. Like the Declaration of Independence. That was declared over the whole United States. Declaration of Independence. And people are following it because it was declared. Now people have to follow it. That's why we have to declare this truth so it can come. The prophecy will come if we declare it openly. You understand? It says, "And then shall my son be declared, whom thou sawest as a man ascending." So Hamashiach said he was coming back. Said he was going to descend and ascend, right? It says, "And when all the people hear his voice, every man shall in their own land leave the battle they have one against another, and an innumerable multitude shall be gathered together, as thou sawest them willing to come, and to overcome him by fighting." So all these militaries of the earth are going to come together to fight against Hamashiach. You see this? It's written in the book. It says, "But he shall stand upon the top of Mount Zion, and Zion shall come and shall be showed to all men, being prepared and builded like as thou sawest the hill graven without hands." Okay? So all these people are going to come against the military, the army, the navy, the marines of all these countries are going to go against Hamashiach. Right? Because they're going to be in fear. He's going to come where the eye can see him. You're going to actually be able to see him coming back. But he's not coming back as a man. He's not coming back as a man. Let's jump over to 2nd Ezra 13 and 8. See, this is what our people don't understand, how he's coming back. It says, "And after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, and yet durst fight." They're going to have to fight Hamashiach, because the Most High going to put that spirit in them to fight, just like Pharaoh fought the Israelites. They're going to go up against Hamashiach. All their guns and laser beams and jets and helicopters, they're going to try to take Hamashiach down. Okay? Because you got to understand, they know that Hamashiach left with a body. He took his body when he resurrected. He took his body with him. They think he's in human form. Okay? He's coming back. And he's coming back not as a man. This is verse 9. "And lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand, nor held a sword, nor any instrument of war." So he didn't hold up nothing. It says, "But only I saw that he sent out of his mouth as it had been a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests." This came out of Hamashiach's mouth, out of his huge chariot. "And they were all mixed together, the blast of the fire, the flaming breath, the great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude, which prepared to fight, and burnt them up every one, so that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and the smell of smoke." All right? He just torched them. It says, "When I saw this, I was afraid." Ezra was afraid when he saw this vision, as I would be. If I saw this vision, I'd be afraid too. It says, "Afterwards saw the same man come down from the mountain," talking about Hamashiach, and called unto him another peaceable multitude. Okay, who is this peaceable multitude? These are the 12 tribes of Israel. And there came much people unto him, whereof some were glad, some were sorry, some of them were bound in chains, others some brought of them that were offered. Then was I sick through great fear, and I awaked and said, see, Ezra was asleep. It was almost like having a real nightmare. You ever have a nightmare and you wake up in a sweat? And you be like, wow, that was real. That's how Ezra was. In the spirit, he was there. He saw the 12 tribes of Israel gathering. Because when you read Matthew 24, it says that all the tribes of Israel are going to mourn when he comes back. They're going to mourn. All these brothers and sisters y'all been telling or teaching about the truth that's been ignoring y'all the day later. When your house shall come back, all that stuff going to come back to their remembrance. They be like, oh man, I should have listened to her. I should have listened to him. What the hell was I thinking? Now it's too late. Now every man going to be judged. It's too late. Okay? Let's go to Psalms 18 and 7. And see, people be like, oh, I don't believe in the Apocrypha. Okay. You don't believe in the Apocrypha? Let's go to Psalms 18. It's the same thing all over again. See, our people, they don't understand. MASHAYACH ain't playing. He putting it in these books so we could get it. We don't have any excuses. Psalms chapter 18, verse 7. It says, then the earth shook and trembled, and foundations also of the hills moved and were shaken, because he was wroth, meaning he was angry. There went up smoke out of his nostrils, and fire out of his mouth. Devoured coals were kindled by it. Just like we just read in Ezra's. All this came out of his mouth. He bowed the heavens also and came down, and darkness was under his feet. Look at that. When have you ever seen the heavens bow? That's not even recorded in history, so it ain't happened yet. And he rolled upon a cherub. Yahushua is riding in a chariot. A cherub is an angel. That's a chariot. All right? And did fly. Yea, he did fly upon the wings of the wind. See that? He made darkness his secret place. That darkness is in the third dimension, where the Most High dwells. That's the darkness. He made darkness his secret place. His pavilion round about him were dark waters and thick clouds of the skies. At the brightness that was before him, his thick clouds passed, hailstones and coals of fire. The Most High also thundered in the heavens. It says the Most High now thundered in the heavens. And the highest gave his voice, hailstones and coals of fire. Yea, he sent out his arrows and scattered them. And he shot out lightnings and discomfited them. Then the channels of the water. So he's telling you right there what he's doing. He's telling you what he's doing. He's going to come back. We don't have any excuse. Look at verse 19. He brought me forth also into a large place. That's that wilderness. We all going back into the wilderness, y'all. We're going back into the wilderness. He said, he brought me forth also into a large place. He delivered me because he delighted in me. That's the 12 tribes of Israel. He's going to delight in us. He's going to deliver us from this place. He's going to set us down in a large place, and we're going to have to go back to Israel again. All right? And he's going to chastise us while we're in the wilderness to get it right about his law. Because when we get delivered, we ain't going to have no excuse. Because what's chastising us while we're here? It's these heathens about. They're causing us to break his laws. So if we're in the wilderness, we don't have any excuse while we're breaking his laws. Okay? We don't have anybody charging us extra fees from credit cards. We don't have any reason to work on the Sabbath day. We ain't going to have any reason to do this stuff. Not going to have any reason. Let me show you another wilderness verse. We are going into that. If you ain't never heard it before, we are going into the wilderness. Again. Let's go to Ezekiel chapter 20. Ezekiel chapter 20, verse 34. He says, and I will bring you out from the people, and will gather you out of the countries wherein ye are scattered, with a mighty hand, and with a stretched out arm, with fury power poured out. So he's going to bring us out of this wicked place. And I will bring you into the wilderness of the people. You see that? And there will I plead with you face to face. like as I pleaded with your fathers in the wilderness in the land of Egypt. Didn't he plead with our fathers in the land of Egypt in the wilderness? Well, he's going to do it again with us. He says, so will I plead with you, saith the Most High, our power. And I will cause you to pass under the rod. And I will bring you into the bond of the covenant. Right? That's going to be the new covenant. And I will purge out from among you the rebels. Didn't he do that when he took the children of Israel out of Egypt? He purged out the rebels. He killed like half the children of Israel in the wilderness. Remember? He's going to do it again. He says, and I will purge out from you the rebels, all those who don't want to get right while they're in the wilderness. And them that transgress against me, I will bring them forth out of the country where they sojourn. Meaning they're going to leave this place too, but they're going to go into the wilderness. And they shall not enter into the land of Israel, and ye shall know that I am the power. So just like Moses couldn't enter into the land of Israel, they ain't going to enter into the land of Israel. They're going to be stuck out in the wilderness. So we are going back to the wilderness, ladies and gentlemen. We are going back. All right? That's why we got to get it right here. So when we can get to the wilderness, at least get to the wilderness, you know. Let's go to Isaiah, let's go back to 2nd Ezra 14:1. See, this is very, very serious, man, this stuff here. And it's a lot of brothers who are not serious about learning the Most High's word, you know, but we have to learn it. This is 2nd Ezra 14:1. It says, and it came to pass upon the third day, I sat under an oak, and behold, there came a voice out of a bush over against me, and said, Esdras. Okay, and I said, here I am, Lord. And I stood up upon my feet. Then said he unto me in the bush, I did manifestly reveal myself unto Moses, and talk with him, when my people served in Egypt. So he's talking to Esdras like he talked to Moses. And I sent him, and led my people out of Egypt, and brought him up to the Mount Sinai, where I held him by me a long season, and told him many wondrous things, and showed him the secrets of the times, and the end, and commanded him, saying, these words shalt thou declare, and these shalt thou hide. So he's supposed to declare it too, but he also saw the end. He saw the beginning of times, like Moses saw, and he saw the end of times. That's why I read for you 2nd Ezra 13. He saw the end of times. He saw America getting smoked. He saw Europe getting smoked. And he fainted when he saw it. And then he saw that peaceable multitude coming out of this place. Okay? We have to understand what we're dealing with. All the stuff that we need to know is right here. Everything is here. Okay? And it's gonna be spoken out in these days. Let's go to Isaiah 29:10. That's why we must declare this stuff. We got to declare it so it can happen. And don't be scared to declare it. This is a blessing, man. This is for our children and our children's children. This is a blessing. Isaiah 29:10. So we get complacent being in America. We think this is the best place in the world to be, and it's not. Okay? We get complacent with what Esau's taught us. Esau's taught us that this is the best place in the world. That's him teaching us that. Isaiah 29:10. It says, for the Most High have poured out upon you the spirit of deep sleep, and have closed your eyes. Okay, and that's what he did. That's why these preachers today are in darkness. They're spiritually in darkness. Their prophecies are spiritually in darkness. You know, when you look at the leaders of our people sleeping, I mean, if the leaders are asleep, then the people are asleep. Right? If the leaders are asleep, then the people are asleep. So, I mean, that's what we got to think about. I mean, you got in 2 Kings, you know, the Most High sent down lying spirits to talk to King Ahab. So, I mean, they was prophesying to King Ahab lying spirits. They was teaching them darkness. And he didn't know no better. The Most High could send people like that to you. You won't even know that you're in darkness. So, I mean, for somebody to say they got, you know, all the truth in the world, man, they sadly mistaken, because the Most High ain't dealing with it. I mean, he said, Jacob have I loved. He didn't say my name. He didn't say Shemaiah 1 have I loved. He said, Jacob have I loved. He didn't say any of the other brothers and sisters on the line. have he loved? He said Jacob, Yaquab. Right? So he could pull whoever he want out of Jacob. And he said, Esau have I hated. In Romans chapter 9:13. Okay? Anybody he want out of Jacob, he could choose. We just got to be thankful that he chose us just to get this truth. That's a blessing. You know, that's a blessing. But he said, Jacob have I loved. Let's go to 2 Ezra 9:22. That's why I said the Most High is responsible for everything. 2 Ezra 9 verse 22. Let the multitude perish then which was born in vain, and let my grape be kept and my plant, for with great labor I made it perfect. So he said, let the multitude who don't want to get this truth perish. That's how he talked. He's like, man, forget them. They don't want to get the truth. Let them perish. You know, they had the time of liberty to change, and they didn't. You know, they did it all in vanity. Let's go to Romans 11 and 8. Everything that these people are doing is all in vain glory. All right? All in vanity. Romans, go to Romans, the New Testament. Because I love when Christians be like, oh, that's not a New Testament. Okay, I'll take you to the New Testament and show you. Now I bring it out. Well, that's not what it means. You keep hitting me with questions because you don't want to believe. It says, according as it is written, the Most High have given them the spirit of slumber, eyes that they should not see, and ears that they should not hear until this day. Until this day, they still got the eyes that they can't see, and they still got the ears where they can't hear. They still got the spirit of slumber, our people. To this day. Okay? Ain't nothing changed. Let's go to James 4 and 10. James 4 and 10. I could stay in the New Testament the whole time and cut up some Christians. That's not hard to do. So, you know, I don't get a kick out of cutting them up. My job is to teach them and try to get them to understand, hey, you better wake up and find out who you are before that day at hand comes. You know, that's more important, to show them repentance and show them why they have to repent. James 4 and 10. It says, humble yourselves in the sight of the Most High, and he shall lift you up. You see? Who's going to lift us up? The Most High is going to lift us up. We're not supposed to boast in ourselves. We're supposed to boast in the Most High, and then he'll lift us up. You know what I mean? Like Job was perfect, but Job didn't even know he was perfect. The Most High told Satan, he said, have you seen my servant Job, who's perfect on the earth? Job didn't know he was perfect. Yet he still sent Satan down to deal with Job. He allowed Satan to go down there and play with Job. Okay? We have to think about that. We ain't nothing. The Most High can do whatever he wants to us. Let's look at James 4 and 11. It says, speak not evil one to another, brethren. He that speaketh evil of his brother and judgeth his brother, speaketh evil of the law, and judgeth the law. But if thou judge the law, thou art not a doer of the law, but a judge. So what does that mean? That right there is a tongue twister. Most brothers read that and be like, oh man, what? Well, we're not supposed to keep the law? Christians think, they read that, they don't think they have to keep the law no more. They think you can't even judge after reading that. But what it's talking about is something totally different. It's talking about this. Matthew 7 and 1. This is what it's talking about. Matthew chapter 7 verse 1. Like I said, the Bible breaks down the Bible. Matthew 7 verse 1. It says, judge not, that ye be not judged, right? For what judgment ye judge, ye shall be judged. In other words, you can't be no hypocrite. You can't be no hypocrite. You can't tell somebody, don't be stealing, and you stealing, and you trying to judge them. Or they're in the midst of adultery, and they trying to judge you because you're in the midst of adultery. That's a straight hypocrite. You best to just keep quiet till you fix yourself. That's a hypocrite. But listen to what he says. And with what measure you meet, it shall be measured to you again. And why beholdest thou the mite that is in thy brother's eye, but considerest not the beam that is in thine own eye? Like the brother said, the elder said, that beam could be a tree with branches and leaves on it, with birds in it, and more families of birds coming in there to nest. Before you know it, you got a whole community in your eye, because you can't even see out of it, that beam. Verse 4. Or how wilt thou say to thy brother, let me pull out the mite of thine eye, and behold, a beam is in thine own eye? Thou hypocrite, first cast out the beam out of thy own eye, and then shalt thou see clearly to cast out the mite out of thy brother's eye. See that? So you got to take out that beam out of your own eye before you can judge your own brother. And that makes plenty of sense. That makes plenty of sense. Let's go back to James 11, James chapter 4. Now this is gonna make a lot more sense when you read it, because we read James 4 and 10 to 11. Let's read the last verse now. It says, therefore to him that knoweth to do good and doeth not, to him it is sin. Okay, therefore to him that knoweth to do good and doeth not, that's talking about somebody judging their brother and they're in the same sin as the other one. It says to him it is sin. So you got to cast that beam out of your eye before you judge your brother. And this is what MASHAYACH taught. This is what he taught. That's why we have to really study the scriptures and really find out where MASHAYACH, how he got down. All right, because he came during the time of the Pharisees and the Sadducees. That's a very critical time for him to come on the earth. He came when there was competition on the earth between two sects. Pharisees, Sadducees, Essenes. They was doing just like we are today. You see all the debates and stuff on YouTube. You see the different camps, all the different doctrines. It was the same thing going on back then. Same thing during MASHAYACH's time. All right. So what did he come to do? He came to show them how to filter everything through him, as far as keeping the laws, but doing it with understanding. Like he was healing people on the Sabbath day. How should I heal people on the Sabbath? He didn't have no tambourines or no drums or nothing when he healed somebody. He just said, keep quiet. Don't tell nobody. Don't tell nobody I healed you. But the dudes that got healed, they was screaming, he just healed me. I can see. I can see. I can walk, you know. But Yahushua didn't say nothing. That's how we got to be. We ain't supposed to be alarming the people when we do great things for the Most High. You know, you're supposed to do it humbly. Let's look at MASHAYACH. Let's go to Isaiah 53 and 7. And for those who don't believe that MASHAYACH was in the Old Testament, here he is, right here. Isaiah 53. He's all in the Old Testament. That's why he said, I come in the volume of the book. It is written of me to do thy will, O power. Isaiah chapter 53 verse 7. It says, he was oppressed and he was afflicted, yet he opened not his mouth. He is brought as a lamb to the slaughter. He didn't even open his mouth when he got killed. He didn't scream, oh hallelujah. He didn't do none of that. He didn't do none of that. He just got whipped. It says, and as a sheep before her shears is dumb, so he openeth not his mouth. He didn't say nothing. Saw those blades coming, he didn't do nothing. So he was taken from prison and from judgment. He's also in prison. You see all our brothers in prison nowadays. MASHAYACH was there first. He went to prison first. And he didn't say nothing. He just went. Alright. Let's go to Revelation 2 and 10 and we'll come back. Let me show you what the Most High said about us in the last days. How he's going to be going to prison. We're going to go into the book of Revelation. Revelation chapter 2 verse 10. Revelation chapter 2 verse 10. It says, fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison. See that? That ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Do you know if you pull up California state law, that they putting brothers in jail for 10 days now? They have what they call that 10-day flash incarceration. They putting brothers in jail for 10 days. It's going right along with the scriptures. Pull it up. Just go on the internet. Google it. Put 10-day flash incarceration. That's what's going on. Brothers, they get thrown in jail and then they get out in 10 days. That's going on now. That's happening mostly to our people. It says, fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried. And ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Why did he put 10 days in there? Because it's going to come to pass. It's happening now. It says, be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. See that? He that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches. So he's telling you what's going to happen. He's telling you. Okay, let's go back to Isaiah 53. Isaiah chapter 53, verse 8. He was taken from prison and from judgment. And who shall declare his generation? Question. For he was cut off out of the land of the living. For the transgression of my people was he stricken. Right? That's what he died for, the transgression of his people. And he made his grave with the wicked and with the rich in his death, because he had done no violence. Mashiach came and lived a perfect life in the eyes of the Most High. Neither was any deceit in his mouth. He didn't even speak nothing. He didn't even utter nothing bad out of his lips. They just asked him, what was the dude? He said, good master, how must I enter the kingdom of heaven? And Hamashiach said, why you calling me good? Said, why you calling me good? I'm not good. There's only one good. That's the Most High. Only one good. Let's go to verse 10. What you should say instead of good as well. I'm doing well. I'm doing well. I think there was a sister in 1 Samuel that said that. They asked her, somebody said, how you doing? She said, I'm doing well. Start saying that instead. I'm doing good. There's only one good. Mashiach. It's the Most High. This is verse 10. Yet it pleased the Most High to bruise him. He hath put him to grief. When thou shalt make his soul an offering for sin, he shall see his seed. He shall prolong his days, and the pleasure of the Most High shall prosper in his hand. So it pleased the Most High to bruise him. You see that? Pleased him. So if Hamashiach got bruised, what do you think is in store for us? We're going to get bruised even worse. You know? Let's go to Philippians. We're almost done here. Philippians chapter 2, verse 7. Philippians chapter 2, verse 7. Philippians chapter 2, verse 7. But made himself of no reputation, and took upon him the form of a servant, and was made in the likeness of men. This is Hamashiach. He didn't want no reputation when he was on earth. He was healing people who didn't even want the credit. Okay? He didn't even want the credit. You see these doctors, these big time doctors, they heal somebody who got a critical specialized brain surgery. Man, if he healed that person, his name is all in books and magazines. I did this, I did that. Oh, he's the greatest doctor of all times, this and that. They get all the fame, these doctors. Hamashiach didn't care. He didn't want that fame. That's something for the Most High to send his son on earth, and he didn't want none of that credit. Verse 8. And being found in fashion as a man, he humbled himself, and became obedient unto death, even the death of the cross. Wherefore the Most High also hath highly exalted him, and given him a name which is above every name. His name is above every name. Mashiach Yahushua. His name is above every name on the earth. It's above Muhammad. It's above Buddha. It's above every name that ever walked the earth. Alright? And that every tongue should confess that Hamashiach Yahushua is the Hamashiach, to the glory of the Most High Abanawa. Alright? So he is going to be the Savior for the Most High, for Israel. Okay? So the Most High, he put him above all things. That's why he said all authority is up under him. That's why he's coming back to destroy the earth. Let's go to Acts 17 and 30. Acts 17.
What was that verse you just read?
That was Philippians chapter 2, verse 7 through 10. Acts chapter 17, verse 30. Acts chapter 17, verse 30. And the time of this ignorance the Most High winked at, but now commandeth all men everywhere to repent. So during the time of your wickedness on this earth, before you came into the truth, the Most High winked at you. He let you get by with it. He didn't do nothing to you. He let you do it and get away. You know? You're like, man, I did all that stuff in the world. And I was in the world. I did this, I did that, I did that. The Most High winked at you. Just like you see somebody wink at you. That's what the Most High did. He winked at you. Oh, man, it's crazy, man. Most High is great. Ba'ashem Mashiach Yahushua. Abadao Yahweh Ba'ashem Mashiach Yahushua. It said, at the time of this ignorance, the Most High winked at, but now commandeth all men everywhere to repent, because he hath appointed a day in the which he will judge the world in righteousness by that man whom he hath ordained. Who's that man? A MASHAYACH Yahushua, who overcame death for the sakes of the Israelites, whereof he hath given assurance unto all men. Like I said, we're supposed to speak this in assurity, in authority, declared among the Gentiles, among the children of Israel, and that he hath raised him from the dead. Okay? That's what we're supposed to do. Declare Hamashiach to the world in assurance. The old you is no more. It's gone. Now that you're in the truth, now it's the new you. Okay? And our whole likeness should be like Hamashiach. We're trying to get to immortality. Alright? Because the first man on earth, Adam, was immortal. Eve was immortal when they came on earth. They was immortal. That's what we're trying to get to again. We're trying to be immortal again. Yeah, he was living 900 some years. Now we barely can make it to 70. If we make it to 70, we blessed. We lucky to even get there. Okay? You get to 80, we really think we blessed. Okay? So, I mean, we got a long ways to go. Let's go to, I said that Moses was what, 120 years old, and his eyes was not even dim. He could still see. He could probably go to the DMV office and read the whole doggone chart, all the way to the bottom. And who was corporated by. Man. Let's go to 1 Peter 4 and 5. 1 Peter 4 and 5. So everything is ordained by the Hamashiach. The Most High made him the ordained minister over us. So everything we do, we got to go through him. Everything, even the angels, they got to go through him. When you read Colossians, the first chapter, it said through him all things were made. 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 5. Who shall give account to him that is ready to judge the quick and the dead? The quick and the dead. The quick and the dead. Now, who and what is the quick? What is the quick? Anybody tell me what the quick is? What is the quick? He said, who's going to judge the quick and the dead? Let's go to 1 Corinthians 15 and 45. 1 Corinthians 15 and 45. And so it is written, the first man, Adam, was made a living soul. And the last Adam was made a quickening spirit. That's the quick. You want to know who the quick is? That's the quick. That quickening spirit. That was Hamashiach. He was the quickening spirit. This is howbeit that was not first which is spiritual, but that which is natural, and afterward that which is spiritual. That's why everything we do, it's not in the physical no more. It's in the spiritual realm. That's why we have to treat our brothers and sisters with respect. We have to treat them spiritually endowed with the truth. It's all spiritual now. Okay? Because we're trying to be like Hamashiach. He did it spiritually. He overcame death spiritually. Without an axe, without a bow and arrow, without a gun, without a machine gun. He overcame death spiritually by keeping the law, statutes, commandments. That's spiritual. Remember, Romans 7:14 said that the law is spiritual. So that's what we got to do. We got to defeat death spiritually, just like MASHAYACH. Let's go to 1 John 3 and 2. And we're going to be just like him. We're going to be HaMashiachim, just like he is. When you read Obadiah, the last verse, it says that all the HaMashiachs are going to be the saviors of the world, of the whole earth. We're going to be little guys under the big guy. Okay? Little guys under the big guy, which is Abanawa Yahweh. 1 John 3 and 2. 1 John chapter 3 verse 2. Beloved, now are we the sons of the Most High, and it doth not yet appear what we shall be. But we know that when he shall appear, we shall be just like him. We shall be like him. For we shall see him as he is. You see that? We're going to be just like HaMashiach when he was resurrected. Just like him. We're going to be a quickening. We're going to be the quick. And every man that hath this hope in him purify himself, even as he is pure. That's why we have to be pure. Every word of the Most High is pure. We got to be just like him. Let's go to 2 Corinthians 5 and 10. That's why I'm like I said earlier, these Christians talking about forgive me of my sins. What the hell are you asking for forgiveness for if you ain't keeping the laws? You know, you ask for forgiveness. That's when you break the laws. You ask for forgiveness. If you don't know what you're being forgiven for, why the hell are you asking for it? Man, that just dumbfounds me. 2 Corinthians 5 and 10. For we must all appear before the judgment seat of the HaMashiach, that everyone may receive the things done in his body. See that? According to that he hath done, whether it be good or bad. Everything we done, we're going to have to take accounting for. That's why you have to repent. You have to repent. And not only that, you have to try not to do any sins anymore. You have to know the sin you're breaking and try not to emulate it again. Okay? When you emulate it, really you don't care. You're doing it over and over. You got to change that. You got to change that out of your life, out of your body, because it's stuck in your body. Your body is a living testimony. It's like a file. Whatever you do in that file, it's a paper that goes in there showing you what you did. And then you turn around and repent. There's a repentance paper that comes right behind it. Then you break the law again, there's another paper coming in. Then you repent, there's another paper that comes right behind that one showing you repented. You're just a giant file walking around. You know? Let's go to Romans 14 and 8. Romans 14 and 8. That's why the Most High calls us a book. When you read Revelation 12, he says there was a book and then there was another book. One of those books is your life. One of those books is your life. Revelation 12 and what was that? Chapter 20 and 12. I think it's 20 and 12. This is Romans 14 verse 8. Romans 14 and 8. For whether we live unto the HaMashiach. And whether we die unto the Most High, unto the HaMashiach. Whether we live, therefore, or die, we are the Most High's. You see that? Everything we do, whether we live or die, whether we eat or sleep, is all for the honor of the Most High. Everything. Verse 9. For this end, HaMashiach both died and rose and revived, that he might be Lord both of the dead and living. But why dost thou judge thy brother? Or why dost thou set at not thy brother? We shall all stand before the judgment seat of the HaMashiach. You see that? We all going to be judged. We liveth to the HaMashiach. Precept. Everything we do is for the Most High. That's why when we bring out Colossians 3 and 17, everything we do is in word and deed by Hashem HaMashiach Yahushua. You know what I mean? Let's go to Revelation 12 and 16. Revelation chapter 12 and 16. Revelation chapter 12 verse 16. And the earth helped the woman, and the earth opened her mouth, and swallowed up the flood which the dragon cast out of his mouth. That flood is the flood of lies that we've been taught all our lives. That's that flood. And the dragon was wroth with the woman. The dragon was angry with the woman. That the woman is Israel. And went to make war with the remnant of her seed, Jacob, which keep the commandments of the Most High. So he's telling you right there that this seed is going to keep the commandments. That's why it's going to be mad. We keeping the commandments. Not only that, he's going to tell you more. And have the testimony of the MASHAYACH Yahushai. So we're going to keep the commandments and we're going to keep the testimony of MASHAYACH. That's the testimony. That's what we testifying about. That's what we testifying about. That's what we got to understand. Okay? And with that, we're going to go ahead and close out. Are there any questions? Any questions? Yeah, our people just got to understand that the Most High, He's dealing with us. We're going to know in part. We're not going to know everything. Hebrews 13:9, was that 1 Corinthians 13:9? Though we know in part. You know, that's how we're going to teach our people. We're not going to have all the truth. Some camps going to have the truth. Other camps going to have the truth. It's going to be spread. That's like we read in Daniel, that the powers are going to be scattered abroad in order for this end to come. And once we start declaring it, it's going to happen. All right? So with that, if nobody has any questions, we're going to stand and face the east and say a prayer towards Jerusalem. All right? All right.
This is the word of the Lord of hosts. I took you from the pastures and from following the sheep to be prince over my people Israel. I have been with you wherever you have gone and have destroyed all the enemies in your path. I will make you a great name among the great ones of the earth. I will assign a place for my people in Israel. There I will plant them, and they shall dwell in their own land.